In Ephesians 2, verses 8 and 9, it says that we're saved by grace through faith, so that no one can boast. When I read that, the phrase "so that no one can boast" is what stood out. Grace is the undeserved, unmerited, unearned favor of God. That means there's nothing we could do to earn it. There's nothing we could have done to deserve it. And if that's true, then it's also true that there's nothing we could do or could have done to take His favor away from us. Now, does that mean we shouldn't study the Bible or pray or do any of those types of things? Of course we should. It says that we're saved by grace unto good works. So good works is the byproduct of God's grace. So does God's grace mean that we can just live any way we want and live sinful lives? No, because great works are the byproduct of God's grace. So if we're living in God's grace, we will have great works. But the great works isn't what allows us to earn God's grace. He just gives it. And not doing great works doesn't take God's grace away. It's just a revelation of us not living in God's grace. And He saves us by grace so that we can't boast. It's for our protection. Because if we can boast, then that leads to pride, which will lead to sin. So He saved us in such a way that everything rides on Him. And that word saved is the Greek word sozo, which means to be made whole. To be made exactly as God intended us to be made. So all of God's benefits are wrapped up in His grace. His benefits are given to us not because we've deserved it, not because we've earned it, just because He's such a good God. So no matter what you're going through, whatever the situation may be, there's nothing you could do to earn God's favor for that situation. There's nothing you could have done to deserve God's favor for that situation. All you can do is submit yourself to the truth that is God's grace. He loves you right where you are, and all He wants is for you to love Him. And no matter who you're talking to, you want to love them as Jesus would love them, or you want to minister to them the way that Jesus would minister to them, there's nothing you could do, there's nothing you could have done to earn or deserve God's favor in that situation for something supernatural to happen. It's all on Him. It's because of Him that we're saved. It's because of Him that we've been forgiven. It's because of Him that they've been saved. It's because of Him that they've been forgiven. He just is a good God. He loves us. God's grace, His undeserved, unmerited, unearned favor.